viewers, Rectangular back, this time with another review. Here we have the San Diego Comic-Con 2017 exclusive Ulik from the Battle for Asgard box set, and obviously this is only one figure in that set. I purchased this from a seller on eBay, and they were kind enough to keep the figure in part of the packaging. If you haven't seen it, the package is kind of like an octagon shaped box, and each figure has their own pyramid, or a triangle shaped section. So Ulik here is in his section, and I'll flip it to the side here so you can get a look there, the side view. Very cool, really like this packaging design. Got some really nice filigree here on the top, and there on the side it says Commander of the Trolls, Challenger to Thor. And then on the back it's got a cool comic painting of Ulik throwing some look like Asgardian warriors off to the side, and at the bottom it says, "Set your fates, ye mortal souls, and resolve them to be true, for Midgard's mortal curses are not to she who once are grand but few." So I know there's like an entire poem, and I can't remember where exactly it's from. I'm assuming from the comics, but the entire box has like a continuing poem for each section of the package with each figure. So very cool, very well put together, nice attention to detail. And enough about the box, let's get the figure out and get a closer look at him. Okay, here we have Ulik out of the package, and overall he's pretty damn cool. Not perfect, but very cool. I've got a few minor gripes about him, but overall I'm pretty happy with the way he turned out. Unfortunately, I think it's the left hand, the joint, the wrist joint there is fused or very stiff, and I don't want to force it and break it, so I'm gonna have to heat that up and try to get that to hinge there. It rotates fine. It's just trying to get the back and forth or in and out motion. It's just not working right now. So hopefully, that won't be too difficult to free up. Overall, the paint is quite nice. Don't have any real major complaints. A little bit of silver that's kind of reaching into the belt there on the on his armored straps, but yeah, not too bad. It looks pretty decent, especially for a factory paint job. Really nice different types of silver. It's kind of like a gunmetal there on this armor plate, and I really love the gold on his scale mail there. And on the scales, you've got he's got some damage. He's got like missing scales here and there, and it's even more apparent on the back, which is pretty cool. See if I can zoom in and get a closer look at that. But yeah, very, very well sculpted there. He's got a missing scale here, and I think I saw a couple more. But yeah, just a nice attention to detail. Like I said, the paint looks really cool. Really looks like metal scales there. And again, the bolts on his straps are painted pretty well. The hair is sculpted nice, and let's see, more at his head here. Yeah, did a really good job on the face. The eyes turned out great. The hair, don't really see any bleeding going into the flesh tones, so very happy about that. It could use probably a wash just to break it up a little, so it's not just one solid color. Kind of like how they did the shoulders and everything. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with the way he looks. Really like that skull there on the chest plate, and I like the design, how it also looks like a skull. Very, very cool. Looks like pounded metal, and there's kind of like a wing design there at the bottom. So very cool sculpt. Really liking that. The belt kind of has some like weathering on it as well, so I like that. The shorts are just a solid green plastic, so no paint shading there on his shorts or trunks. But the arms have some really nice different washes, different shades of brown over them. Really nice sculpt there on the hands. He's got like those really huge, I was going to call them brass knuckles, but they're not brass. And nice paint there on the thumbnail. Yeah, I don't know what metal that's supposed to be, but looks pretty good. Nice sculpt. And for those who own the Rhino Build-A-Figure, you'll be able to recognize most of this sculpt comes from that Build-A-Figure, and we'll do a comparison at the end. The only major complaint I have is that just like the Rhino Build-A-Figure, you've got these holes, you know, from the original mold, where Rhino has got those armored shoulder pads. So it would have been nice if they, obviously they're probably not going to invest in a new mold that covers up those holes. I wish that they had, but it would have been nice if they had just some pegs that, you know, basically are just like, you know, big warts or bumps in his skin, so that you could just plug those in and hide them. So I'm gonna have to make some of my own, because I don't like the look of those holes. It's really obnoxious looking. But other than that, don't have any real major complaints. Let's pan down and take a look at the rest of him. So legs turned out nice. Really like the way the toes look. Don't have any problems standing him. This shading could have been a little bit better. It's just kind of missing some paint there. But overall, I really like the hair on the top of his feet. That looks really cool. And he does have peg holes at the bottom of his feet. So it'll be interesting to see what other figures they're going to make with this mold. I think he might be a little bit small for By Beast. I don't know. Not one of my favorite characters, but very, very happy to finally get a Ulik. It's been long overdue. It's really nice as a Thor fan to finally be getting Thor figures, a Thor wave. I mean, we've had, you know, we're going on the third Thor movie, and we're just now getting our first Thor wave of figures. So very, very happy about that. And yeah, let's get into the articulation here. His head, I believe it's on a, yeah, it's the same ball and disc that Rhino has, and has some pretty good range, except for the fact that his hair, it is a softer material. You do have some flex to it, but since it is so long, it is going to hinder him being able to look up and down. So even if you move that disc, you know, you can move the disc back, but it just can't compensate. You know, the hair is just not quite soft enough. Zoom out a little bit more. So you can look up, you know, when you move the ab back, pretty damn good. And down, he can look all the way down once you move the abdomen as well. So that's pretty damn good. He's going to be looking down on most people. And so you've got pretty damn good crunch down, a little bit up, not much. So that's a little bit disappointing that he can't really flex back too much. And then in the shoulders, he's got this fur that's overlapping the top of the shoulders, so you can't go full 360 without bumping into that, unless you go like this. So, oh, and his arm just popped off, which shouldn't be a big problem. Got some extra plastic in here, pull that off. But yeah, that arm should just pop right back in, no problem. And again, it'll hinge out about that far, and you can't quite do 90 degrees. And of course, rotate all the way around with the bicep swivel there. So, a little disappointing there at the 90. I mean, it gets close, pretty close. And like I said, this hinge, I can't get it to move, but you get a rotation there. And this one moves. It's pretty stiff, but it shows you what you should be able to do. And the sculpt hinders being able to move it any further out. So in is pretty good. And yeah, that's it for the arms. He does have a waist joint. Works well, not too loose, not too stiff. And then at the hips, you've got a, I don't know if you'd call that a T-joint, the ball, and well, the leg pops off pretty easy, but not a big deal. You know, this is based on the Rhino Build-A-Figure, so you know it does come apart, not a big deal. And so you got upper thigh rotation. He can kick out about that much, which is pretty decent. And he's got a single jointed knee, which you can go 90. And he can go lift up about 90, so that's good. And then he's got really good ankle articulation. Ooh, losing some plastic there. Not a big deal. And so all the way back and all the way forward, so very nice ankle articulation. Then he's got the swivel that we love, ankle rocker that we love, and like I said, peg holes at the bottom of the feet. So yeah, pretty damn good. He feels a little bit softer than a lot of the Build-A-Figures. You know, he doesn't have like a brittle feel to the plastic or hollow. Feels a little bit more rubbery, but I'm okay with that. So let's get him with some other figures for some size comparison. Here we have Ulik next to some other large characters. On the left we have the Juggernaut Build-A-Figure, and on the far right we have the Rhino Build-A-Figure. So as you can see, he is the same size as Rhino, which he should be since he's based on that figure. And yeah, I think he's a really good size. I think sometimes he appears maybe a little bit bigger, but overall, I think this is a really nice body mold for him. And let's put him next to some smaller figures. Here we have Ulik next to Thor and Sif, and I think the scale looks pretty damn good. Again, I think Ulik might be a little bit short here. I think he could be just a little bit taller, but overall I'm pretty happy with the size. Again, my only major complaint is those holes in his shoulders, so hopefully I can come up with a good solution to hide those. If you haven't checked out my review of Sif, I did that a while back. I was able to get 3 of those figures early, and I do have that set coming, I think, on Monday, so I'll try to review the last 3 figures from that set that I haven't already reviewed. But yeah, hopefully you guys like this review. You share with your friends, subscribe if you haven't already, and I always love hearing back from you guys, so please leave a comment below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later.
That's crispy.